Hey guys, how you doing? It's getting dark here. The sun is setting, but before it does, I wanted to take this video and show you guys what I've been working on. The area that I'm in right now, I started planting trees here about 3 years ago. It was very rocky and thorny, very degraded. There was just a little bit of scrub oak grown here. And I want to show you guys, I'm going to walk down the trail here a little bit that I made, and then I'm going to show you guys an area that I started planting just 5 years ago. And I want to show you how the land has changed and it's rejuvenated. We have enough light to go through this. It'll be a maybe 5-minute long video. Let's take a look. So you can see here, this is a black pomegranate, bush. It's still a bush. It's not a tree yet. We have a mulberry, which is having a bit of a hard time here, but it's gonna survive. We have a paulownia, another paulownia, more paulownia up there. But you can see this terrain. It's July, right? It hasn't rained for about 3 months now. We're halfway through the dry season. You can see how dry it is, how rocky it is, and how thorny and depleted it is. Okay, there's just not a ton of biomass here because everything dies off during the dry season. The stuff doesn't have very deep roots. So you can see some, this is from a blade of prickly pear cactus that I planted. It's thornless prickly pear. You can see the original blade is down there. And you can see all these Mickey Mouse ears that have come off. So in 5 years, this is without irrigation. In 5 years, I expect this to be the size of a man, 2 meters or 6 feet or about that. More pomegranate. This stuff really thrives in this sort of limestone soil. You can see the soil here is, the topsoil is like 2-3 inches thick. And then it's all hard metamorphic limestone bedrock. Okay. And now I want to show you, down there is another area. That's watered really well because all the gray water runoff from the house goes down there. There was nothing there when I came 5 years ago. These trees are about 3.5 years old, 4 years old, and it's a real thicket of nitrogen fixers. Right there by the bees, they shade the bees so the bees have to spend less time, less of their energy cooling the place down. So you can see up here, I started off a little more recently, maybe 4 years ago. I put in some stuff here, and you can see it's starting to become a little more lush here, right? Grass and stuff like that instead of thorns. Give me a second here. Try not to face plant. This is an oak that I trimmed up, and it's starting to grow into a tree. Here's a fig, and this, look how cool this is. This fig tree is it's growing out of a slab of bedrock. I mean, this is really completely bedrock. Where the soil is there, that's like 2 inches thick. Okay, and this tree, this fig, right? There's no figs on it. We might get some figs later. It's having a very hard time because it's about 6 feet into the bedrock that the roots go, and I think that as it grows, and it's growing every year, the roots will go deeper, and it's going to have an easier time through the dry season. The drip irrigation, is enough to keep it alive, but it's not super happy. But this all came from a stick that was about this tall. It was about as thick as my finger. Okay, this whole tree grew out of that. And now we're going to get into the areas that I've been working on for a long time. This is an oak from an acorn, again, all grown into the bedrock. And then back here, this area, I started right behind my house. I started planting it 5 years ago. These trees are 4 years old. These are paulownias. And I want to show you, not necessarily all the stuff I planted here, although you can see there's like grapevines going up the house. There's a bunch of potatoes growing in these barrels, but sort of the soil. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, the soil is a lot richer. There's a lot more topsoil that's being, even though it's still quite rocky, but it's just a lot richer here. You can see it's kind of here's another paulownia that came off this one. Here's a peach tree that grew from a pit. You know, here's a Greek strawberry tree in arbutus. We got a pear here. You know, this one grew from a seed from a pear we ate in the supermarket. Again, it's having a rough time making it because it's dry right now, but just so you understand, this pear has gone from a seed to all this in like 4 years. Okay. And then you can see, you know, these areas I cleaned it up a little bit, so there's a little more water catchment, and you can see there's just a lot more green. There's a lot more grass. You know, we have a pomegranate tree that I grew from a cutting. We've got another pomegranate tree here that I grew from a cutting. Just went and cut a stick off and rooted it. I made a little pool for my kids recently, which all this stuff is benefiting from because they fill it up in the morning and then they're just splashing around in there all day, and then they, you know, they drain it out. There's a little drain on one of these sides. It's just from an IBC tank that I cut down. And you can see there's a lemon lime here, and there's a lot of little lemon lime fruits. It's see how many fruits there are, and it's flowering all the time, and so there's constantly more and more. And then here there's a tree that died. It was a thorny acacia tree that grew about 6 feet and then died. But a peach pit that I planted behind it is using it basically as shelter from the sun. And the peach tree is, or I think maybe nectarine, I don't know yet until fruits next year probably. It's growing like gangbusters. It's really enjoying it. And then we have kind of the queen of the show, this robinia, which is now, it's tremendous. It's like maybe 20 feet tall, and it is you know, I grew it from a seed 5 years ago. It's fertilizing all this whole area around here. It's blocking the sun, the really punishing summer sun. It's building mulch. It's helping the soil retain water. There's a little bit of stuff here. It's not very deep soil yet. I throw a bunch of organic garbage here, but like these palm fronds, we have another cactus that's growing in here with no irrigation. Let's go back and take a look at something really cool. So you can see the idea is that this area should just be a lot more full of life throughout the year. Let's take a look at the house. I have something kind of cool here. Let's see if we can see them. Maybe not. I have a turtle dove nest, and the two chicks have now gotten big enough that they can fly. I mean, I was coming up here looking at them before, but I saw them fly away today, so maybe they're gone. In this grapevine that I've trained to climb up my house to provide some of that shade. And you guys can see, maybe, again, this is on the downslope side of this whole grow bank. You see all these potatoes here, and you can see I'm not watering this area at all. There's like a dripper per grapevine. You can see how really lush it's becoming, with mint and all kinds of other stuff. So yeah, so this is basically my project, trying to rejuvenate this land and build topsoil and build its carrying capacity, and hopefully make it not this rocky, thorny scrubland that we got here. So that's it. Let me know if you guys like this video, if you want to see more, if there's anything else that I should make some videos about, and that's it. One minor thing. Here's the robinia, and you can see like the leaves are constantly coming off it, you know, as they develop throughout their life cycle, and then eventually die off, and they all fall off. They're full of nitrogen, and that builds topsoil crazy fast. So in keeping with the theme of the video. Bye guys.